Thanks, Brooke. Now, we've always known it's bad, but now the Kiwi exodus to Australia has reached new heights again. The latest statistics show 4,500 people left for the lucky country last April, taking an annual net loss to 39,800, almost 13,000 more than this time last year. So are there new factors at play here, and do we need to be taking more drastic measures to keep New Zealanders in New Zealand? Well, joining us now is Green Party co-leader Russell Norman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Another new record high here, but is this still just about better wages and also the Christchurch effect, or is there something else at play here?
I think it's a combination of things. I mean, it is about the wages. I think there's no question about that. And people are hopeful that they can earn higher wages over in Australia. And obviously, wages are high, but so are tax rates. But it's also, I think, the kind of feeling. I mean, having a zero budget and the kind of feeling of the flat economic opportunities in New Zealand, I think, is having some effect as well. It's a bit psychological as well, if you like.
Do you think that we might see the balance shift a wee bit, given the fact that tax rates may be higher there, the fact unemployment's going up there and possibly coming down here a wee bit, so that this swing may well start reversing itself?
I think it'd take a lot to reverse it. I mean, it's pretty big, 50,000+ people in a year. But it certainly might decline. I mean, I think it does. We do need to think about the different economic strategies of Australia and New Zealand, and what we might learn from that. Obviously, Australia has a much higher tax rate. The top tax rate is 45% compared to 30 here. And 33 rather here. So they have taken a different strategy. They've taken an economic development strategy. They've said it comes with higher taxes, but the economic development strategy also comes with higher wages. And then when you look at their mineral sector, they've got this super profits tax. And what they've said there is, the mineral sector has got these huge booms because, we live on a finite planet and commodities are booming everywhere. So we're going to take a cut of that and then use it to increase the tax-free threshold, which is up to 18,000 over there now when the new changes come in, 18,000 Australians. So whereas here what we've said is, we're not going to put a tax on our booming sector, which is the dairy sector, if you like, which would be the equivalent in New Zealand. And so, in fact, we're going to subsidise their greenhouse emissions. So, it's a very different strategy they've taken over there.
That's a wee bit political as well, but let's just think about this brain drain, OK, here, because should we at this stage just be saying, OK, we're going to see this migration shift. That may be natural. So let's open the tap and make sure that we can top up and potentially increase our resource of skilled workers in this country, maybe by making it easier simply to come here from other countries.
Well, we already get quite a lot of that. I mean, there's obviously a large number of skilled migrants coming into New Zealand, and that's important. But I think, that's a critical part of who we are. Is we're becoming a more multicultural society, and that's fantastic. But I think we also need to recognise that there's a certain opportunity cost in that. When we train someone up here, and they go to a university and all the rest of it, and then they take all those skills overseas. Yes, you can replace them with someone from another country, but they're not going to have the same local knowledge, if you like. So there is an opportunity cost. You can't just replace it one for one that easily. Is
it now time to be able to actually start attracting some of this skilled worker from Australia, this body of skilled workers back here, where they may come back with very full wallets and a great deal of experience and talent to bring back into the country?
Yeah, and I think that's part of the New Zealand experience, is the to and fro. So, we've got pretty porous borders, so there's a lot of toing and froing, and people bring skills in. And also the New Zealand diaspora, if you like, forms part of one of our economic advantages. So we have those networks into other countries, not just Australia, but elsewhere. But we do need a kind of, the government needs an economic plan which will actually turn the New Zealand economy around. Let's look at, current account deficit's getting worse, the net international investment position's getting worse. So we've got a zero budget. We do actually need a government to provide a plan. And, at this stage, I mean, it's hard to see, looking at the numbers going forward, how things are going to improve in the New Zealand economy with the current government plan.
And the current global environment. OK, thank you very much, Green Party co-leader Russell Norman.